Welcome back to Stormin' Norman Says. I am Stormin' Norman. That must mean I have something to say. But first, let me start off with a question. What is tartan? Do you know what tartan is? Since so many people have asked me about my kilt collection, okay, nobody asked me, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to show off my kilt collection today, but first, we're going to do this introduction. So what is tartan? You know, most people, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that when most people see tartan, they just automatically assume plaid. You know, if you've ever seen a kilt, you'd say, oh, that's plaid. Well, it's not. You know, this is a handkerchief. This is plaid. But most people would probably assume that tartan is the same as plaid, like you would see on a flannel shirt or something of that nature. And I assume people probably do the same thing with camouflage. You know, you see green, brown, black, tan, like just colors splattered on a shirt or something. You just assume, especially if it's marketed that way online, that it's camouflage. It's camouflage, right? But if you know what goes into designing camouflage, like it's designed. Like the camouflage for the military is designed, sometimes poorly, but it has a team that designed it to look the way that it does. The same way if you buy a real tree or you buy mossy oak, they designed that camouflage for a specific purpose. They didn't just toss a bunch of stuff together and call it camouflage. Likewise, there's a lot that goes into designing tartan or the pattern that you see on a kilt. Now I know this might be the point where the history buffs will go down in the comment and be like, well, it wasn't always that way. And that's true. It wasn't always that way. If you look at, you know, people assume every clan had its own tartan, its own specific color palette and patterns, and a lot of times way back in the day, most clans didn't have a tartan. And whenever it became a thing, it was based on what colors could they get, because you know you would make dyes out of berries and whatever they had in their region. So whatever kind of colors they could make out of the vegetation they had is the colors they used. And a lot of times, like, there were some clans who didn't have a tartan, and when they wanted one, they just went down to the mill or whatever, picked one out, said, yeah, that'll work. And, you know, hundreds of years later, we're like, oh, well, that's the clan tartan. There wasn't much thought put into it. But there's a lot of tartan nowadays where there is some thought put into it. And it's not just the colors, it's also the lines and stuff that you see in it. All those things have meaning behind them. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. So I have a closet full of kilts and some more in the other closet that I don't wear. Maybe I'll show them, maybe I won't. So we're going to look at my kilt collection and I'll tell you what each one is. And I'm not going to go into details to what all the intricate different things mean. You can look that up at the Scottish Tartan Registry website. You can just Google it and see all you want to know about on there. But I'm going to tell you which ones I have. So let's go. All right, this is the best I can do on the camera thing. We got you in there. We got you in here as tight as I can get you. We'll start off with this one because I got two that are similar. This is the Scottish National Tartan, and this was the first one I think I wore out in public. Maybe. Yeah, it was the first one I wore out in public. It's an acrylic. I don't really have any nice wool ones, just a couple. a Scottish National. This is also Scottish National, but it's weathered. See the brown and the gray in it? So it's weathered. And if you can't tell, it's the national tartan of Scotland. According to the registry anyway. Let's go here. This is the Walmart of tartans. The McDonald's of tartans. This is Black Watch. Most people, when they first get into kilts, it's probably the first one they're going to get. If you go and rent a kilt from a place, this is probably the one that gets rented more than any other kilt. It's like the McDonald's of tartans. That was Black Watch. This is Brown Watch. And this is more of a fashion tartan. Not much meaning behind it. There's a couple tartans based on Black Watch where they just changed the colors around just to see what it would look like, and they liked it, so people started buying it. They started making it. Brown Watch. This is one of my newer ones. This is my most expensive kilt. This is the Glen Afric, and there's a long story behind this one. I'll try and shorten it up for you. In the 80s, they found a piece of tartan when they were digging up trees in a bog, or a swamp, as we would call it here, in tartan. And it sat in a museum since then, and recently, in the last couple of years, they did research on it and tests and discovered that it was the oldest piece of tartan in existence. So one of the mills got permission to reproduce it, and this is what they came up with. So I kind of like it. I like the mustardy color and the orange. I haven't got a chance to wear this one yet, but soon. This is the first kilt I bought. And this one, I bought two at the same time because I couldn't decide. And this is one of my clan tartans, Clan MacLeod. This is MacLeod of Harris, Ancient, I think. Not sure. I think it's MacLeod of Harris, Hunting Ancient, I believe is what they call it. And I'll show you the other one I bought first. This is MacLeod of Harris Hunting. And this is MacLeod of Harris Hunting Ancient. So you see the more pale colors, kind of trying to make it look old, you know. And this is the new utility kilt I bought. I ain't wore yet. It's also MacLeod of Harris Hunting. The utility kilt just means it has pockets. Now the MacLeod clan has two branches, Harris and Lewis. This is MacLeod of Lewis, aka Loud MacLeod. And I don't think I need to tell you why it's called Loud MacLeod. All that yellow, red, and black. I ain't brought myself to wear it yet because I'm not quite sure I'm ready to rock a yellow kilt. But I did buy it mainly to wear to the games. This is the American Dream tartan, and this is created by USA Kilts, by Rocky Rager, I think that's his name. This is the American Dream tartan, and there's a whole description. You can go on their website and look at the description, but it's American, okay? This is also a USA Kilts original, the Kilts and Culture tartan, and they created this tartan for their Facebook group, and I like it. I ain't been in their Facebook group super long time, but I saw this tartan and I had to have it. The gray, the brown, the white, red. I like it. This is another USA Kilts exclusive. They make good tartans, okay? They design some good tartans. This is Nordic Heritage, and I like the colors, and I also bought it to honor my Nordic heritage, which I just recently did my DNA test and found out I don't have as much as I thought I did, but I still got some. So Really like that color. It's good stuff. This is Tara Murphy. This is an Irish kilt, or an Irish tartan. And I bought this for St. Patrick's Day, so I'd have an Irish tartan to wear on St. Patrick's Day. And yeah, this was the one I picked. You got Irish National, Irish Heritage. There's all kind of Irish county tartans, but I went with Tara Murphy because they were having a St. Patrick's Day sale like they do every year. So I'm like, I'm gonna get me an Irish tartan so I can wear it on St. Patrick's Day. And I went with Tara Murphy. This is Ramsey Blue, if you can't tell by the blue. And I bought this one because it's the same colors as the company I work for. So I figured be a great kilt. I'll mainly wear my kilts to work. Be a great kilt to wear to work because it's company colors. This is the Continue tartan. I cannot remember the dude that made this tartan, that designed it, but its whole purpose of its design is suicide awareness, and I thought that was a good cause to champion. So I bought, whenever it became available at UT Kilts where I could actually afford it, I bought one from them, and a little bit loud on the colors, but I like the teal, you know, go Jaguars. So I bought this suicide awareness tartan, the Continue tartan. This is just a utility kilt. It ain't got no tartan on it. It's just black utility kilt with about 100 million pockets on it. And that's my favorite thing. Now let's take a look at some kilts that I bought because I liked them, but I didn't like the way they fit, or I didn't like the way they were made. It is what it is. And this closet light don't work, so. This, you know, we saw in there, black watch, brown watch. This is gray watch, or supposed to be gray watch. It really don't look like, it looks like some generic thing they put together. And this is a utility kilt I bought, and I don't hate it, but it's pretty cheaply made. I bought it from some Pakistani company, and like it has one of these buttons is different because when I first got it and I unsnapped it, it ripped the snap out and I had to put a new one in. So you gotta be careful what you buy. This is either, depending on what website you go to, Spirit of the Bruce or Spirit of the Highlander. And it really don't look like Spirit of the Highlander because this red is not bright enough, but that's what it was called. And this is somewhat of a utility kilt because it has pockets right here. But this one didn't really fit me. It was a little, I ordered it in my regular size, and it was a little bit too tight in the waist. It wasn't comfortable to wear. This is the Iron Brew tartan. There's a soda in Scotland. It's orange. It's called Iron Brew. It comes in an orange and blue bottle. I'm a Gator fan. I was looking for a tartan that was orange and blue, just, you know, for Gators. This was the best I could do, but this thing is cheap. The only place I could find one was on Etsy, and these straps are paper thin. And the kilt itself, the inside apron, not the greatest. They didn't put enough material in this one, so I ain't never wore it. And then the rest of the ones we got in here, another black utility kilt, khaki utility kilt, and another black watch, cheap. One of the first kilts I made, or not made, one of the first kilts I ordered while I was waiting on my two nice ones to come. And boy, that light's just doing whatever it wants to do, ain't it? So that's my kilt collection. And do I got more that I want to buy? Yeah. But I ain't bought them yet, thankfully. Because last year or so, I've been on a little bit of a shopping spree buying kilts, as you can see. They're not cheap. But I forgot this one. This is also a utility kilt. And the Irish black tartan. a UT Kilts exclusive. Anyway, that's my kilt collection. Nobody asked, but I wanted to show y'all. So if you watched the video for this long, I appreciate you. And maybe this wasn't your thing, but like I said, it was something I wanted to do. So come back later. Maybe I'll make a video that you actually care about watching. Till next time, I have been Stormin' Norman. I have said things, and I have showed things. I'll see y'all next time.